Hi guys, and welcome to this quick unboxing video. What I want to do in a video or a couple of videos time is show how to set the current sensor for iNav boards. So what I've got is one of these. This is a watt meter. It's good for 150 amps at 50 volts. So plenty of capacity within this. My main problem was I was using a multimeter and they have a 10 amp limit. If you go over 10 amps, or even if you don't, but it's high consistently, it tends to pop the fuse inside. And I was getting fed up of replacing fuses. So I've got myself this where I can use it to do the current, set the current sensors in iNav. I'll also be able to use this to test motors in the future. I'm going to set up some scales and use this to actually check how much power is being drawn through the motor. So yeah, there's a lot of things we can do. So let's take a quick look. So I bought this myself from Banggood. It's literally just turned up today. So this is my first look, as well as, well, there's been other videos, so I doubt it's your first look. But bloody boxes. There we go. Right, so there's foam in the top, so nice and well protected. It's a nice sturdy box, even though it's a little bit crushed, but it won't cause any damage. So what do we get in the packet? Everything's so tight in it. Right, we have a micro USB cable. Typically it looks like it's a very short one. All the free ones are. Yeah, we're looking at 33 centimeters. So tiny micro USB, but in this hobby you've probably got loads of these lying around. And then we have the actual device and the manual, which is massive. It'll take ages to read this. One side's Chinese, one side's English. So yeah, so this is the device itself. We have the leads in the top, so this will be where our battery plugs in. This will be where our load is applied. It's a shame they don't put slightly longer leads on. That's one thing that I would say first off. It'd be nice if these were, you know, maybe twice as long, so it's not necessarily right at the plane. So on the side we have a servo output, which I guess we can plug our ESC into here, which will control the speed of the motor. And then we have the USB, which I know you can update the firmware on these, so it'd be firmware updates as well as possibly just providing power for the unit. And then we have a button on the side, which, yeah, it can be pushed out the way, save it getting snapped off. But yeah, it feels all right. It's not the best quality, but it feels like it would be absolutely fine. It's not gonna, doesn't feel like it's going to break off. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to put some XT90s on here. I mean, I should probably put bullets on or something if I'm going to be going up to the 150 amp, but for the time being I'm going to put XT90s on. And then I've got adapters already to go from XT90 to XT60. So these are the XT90s, but I may change these at a later date for 150 amps. These are supposed to be good for 90, but we'll chuck those on and see what happens. So I've got this battery, which is a 6S with an XT90 on. So I've not got anything to plug in here at the moment, but we can still power it on and see what happens. So in the instructions it says that this will power up as long as you've got at least 6 volts coming into the source, or you're powered up with the USB connector. So this is quite good. It's loaded straight up, and it's telling me to look out because that's at full throttle. So we'll lower that down and it's unlocked. So it's got nice safety features built in. This, as you can see here, as I turn the dial, it raises this up. So if I plug the servo in, we can actually see that visually. So if I turn it, it will change the position of the servo. So it will work the same with your ESC. So it's going to be using standard ESC protocols. So obviously that will activate your motor. So it doesn't look like it does anything else. I can't see any menus or anything like that. So I think if you're upgrading it, there's going to be a little pack, like executable file to run on your computer, and then update it with that, because there's not really anything on here other than this dial to adjust the speed. You got the amp display down here, which that's not really going to pull much because it's on a servo. It should pull some. Actually, no, because it's going to be sensing it from this, isn't it, idiot? So yeah, it's got the pack voltage, where it is. I think this is at storage, so it's 22.7. I don't know why it's got capacity. Maybe that's how much it uses while it's on. And yeah, then it has the nice amp reading there. It's big enough. I know this comes up with a graph from seeing it on other things. One thing I will mention, I've just read in the instructions, so it's actually only 150 amp burst. Constant power is 80. But if we're just quickly testing motors and stuff like that, it'll be fine. So yeah, on the surface, it looks like a pretty good unit. It's rugged enough. It's really, really easy to use. I mean, we don't need to use this. We can use the RC side. This can just sit in line. So we can, on iNav, I'm going to be using iNav configurator to adjust the motor speed. So yeah, it is basically just something so you can see the power that's being used, but that's exactly what I want it for. So in the next video I'll do, we'll be using this in anger. Let's see if we can get the screen up better for you while we're here. So there we go. I'll just show that's about all there is to it. It's nice and easy to read. But yeah, so the next video, I'll be showing how to use this to set the current sensor in iNav. So we'll get the amp reading here, compare it to what's in iNav, and we'll use that to actually set the offset as well as the scale. The traditional things say find out how many milliamps it uses in the OSD, then see how many it charges, and it's a guess. And then you just adjust the scale. This will actually work out the correct scale to use, but also there is an offset. So if the scale could be correct, but it just needs to be shifted up slightly. But basically, using this, we can take, say, 5 readings at different amp levels, and it will get the line of best fit, they call it. So, and then using that, we can, with the line of best fit, we can calculate the offset. So we get a really spot on current sensor reading. But that will be in the next video. I'm just advertising it now. But yeah, this looks pretty decent. So if you're interested in one and because you want to calibrate your stuff, I'll put a link in the description. But until the next video, we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, a thumbs up would be great. If you want to see what happens in the next video when we use this in anger, please subscribe and click the bell icon. And like I always say, get out there and fly them like you're stolen people. Have a great time, and thank you very much.